Hi, I'm Mark. This is my September review for Cancer Sun sign and Cancer Rising. We start the month on a little bit of a low ebb because we have an opposition between Mars and Neptune. This lowers the body's energy. Neptune puts a fog around everything. Mars is in your third house of the mind, so your mind will become a bit foggy. You won't be clear thinking, and so it's not a good time to make any decisions or contracts. It is good though for spiritual pursuits. Meditation would be fantastic because this would relax the mind and the body, and you'd feel a lot better and a lot more happy within yourself. And anything else that's using your practical energy in an imaginative, creative way would be good with this aspect. This aspect lasts for 3 days and then it'll be clear and you'll be back to normal. On the 2nd, there's a conjunction between the Black Moon Lilith and the Moon's North Node, and this happens in your 12th house. So this is a good time to go deep within, deep into your unconscious, confront your shadow side, so to speak, and learn more about yourself, learn about what motivates you, and why you do things, and why you do them in a certain way. It's a valuable time. You can release blockages under this aspect. You've got 8 days to work with this. And also, you can bring about a lot of change. On the 2nd, also Venus makes an aspect to the Black Moon, so it's time to make changes around the home, make your home more beautiful. Also, good time to invite new people into your home, to make new connections. On the 3rd and 4th, Mercury makes a couple of aspects, and this will help as well. Mercury with the North Node on the 3rd will be a sign or some kind of symbol that comes into you from the unconscious that will spark things off and spark your inner journey. And also on the 4th there's a practical side to things because Mercury comes into contact with Saturn. It's a positive aspect, so you can be organised and get things sorted out in a structured way on this day. On the 5th we have 2 aspects to Pluto. Now the first one is from Mars and will last for 3 days. So this is a time when you can put energy into making those changes, energy into making the transformations necessary. Not only this is for yourself but also within your relationships, because Pluto's in your 7th house. And the aspect from Venus on the same day means you have to allow these changes to happen. It's a very intense and passionate time with Venus and Pluto, but allow the changes. This is a square, so there might be challenges. Allow the changes to happen. You have to keep your relationships fresh. On the 6th, it could be a day of new discoveries and exciting new people coming into your life. You have an aspect to Uranus, who's in your 11th house from the Sun. So this could mean that you could join a new group or get involved with a group project or meet new colleagues or new friends. And it's also a good time to set new goals and aims for the future. These may be very different to what you've set before and a bit more exciting, challenging. Then also Venus makes an aspect to Jupiter on that day, Jupiter in your 8th house. So this is a time when shared finances will be highlighted and money coming in from an outside source could come in and be beneficial for you. Also someone could have a transformative effect on your life, a very positive effect that would be very good for you. On the 7th we have a new moon. This new moon is in Virgo and it's in your 3rd house. Mercury rules the 3rd house and Mercury rules Virgo. So this is an excellent new moon for you Cancerians. It's all about the mind, all about the intellect. This is great for communication. This is great for getting things done, writing letters, doing emails, doing all the things, doing calculations, learning new things. This is a great time for using the mind in a positive, constructive way. In Virgo as well, it's about finding the divine in the detail. This is a time when you can delve deep, you can analyse things, take things apart so that you can see exactly what needs doing in the future. Now also on that day, Mercury makes an opposition to Chiron, so this could be a busy day where communications is concerned, or you may wish to just withdraw and not communicate. Chiron's in your 10th house of destiny and career, so it could be that there's a lot of communications involved in your career. Mercury's in the area of the home, so it could be that there's a lot of communications at home. You'll have to see how this one works, but be prepared for a lot of talking. On the 13th we have another opposition to Neptune. This time it's from the Sun in the 3rd house, so this time your mind will be a little bit fuzzy. You certainly will not feel sharp, and you'll not want to defend your beliefs either, because Neptune in that 9th house, there may be doubts about your beliefs. And you won't want to get into confrontations. Again, this is good for any spiritual pursuits, meditation or yoga, anything like that that can relax the mind. Also, it's good for using the mind in a creative way, poetry, writing, or compositions. Then on the 15th, there's another aspect of the Black Moon Lilith. This time it's from Saturn. Saturn's in that Aquarius 8th house of yours. So this is a time when you can restructure your life. You know, you've already been thinking about things from an unconscious point of view. And if you've come to some conclusions, this is a good time to start putting a structure in place that will reorganise your life. You have several days with this aspect again, so it's a good time to work with those energies. On the 16th we have two aspects that would give us an opportunity to look at partnerships in our lives. Because we have an aspect from the Sun to Pluto in the 7th house, and an aspect from Venus to Saturn in the 8th house. So this is good for all partnerships, whether it be personal or business. It's a good time to look at them deeply and see where reforms can be put in, where changes can be made. And also for the resource side, because Saturn's in the 8th house of shared resources, it's a good time to look at the finances and perhaps budget and plan for the future, and again see where there can be changes made going forward. On the 20th we have a full moon. Now this full moon is in your fellow water sign of Pisces, so this is advantage to you. This is a full moon where you'll want to generate some excitement, some adventure in your life, because over the last few weeks you've been concentrating a lot on the mundane, a lot on tasks. The new moon in your 3rd house was very, very task focused. Now this moon is more imaginative, it's more creative, it's more mystical, and it's quite a spiritual, intuitive full moon as well. So you may want to learn something to do with the spiritual side of life, or the philosophical side. Maybe that you want to turn your attention to more ethereal things in life rather than the mundane. Also, it's a good time to plan a trip or journey, and it's a good time to learn something new, something that will excite you and get your motivation up. And the other thing it's good at reviewing and looking at your beliefs, seeing if you have got outdated or outmoded beliefs that you need to update. There are two other aspects that happen on the same day as the full moon. One is Mars making an aspect to the moon's north node in your 12th house. So you could have messages coming through or guidance coming through from the unconscious. It's a very intuitive full moon, so be aware and ready for this guidance to come through. And the other aspect is an aspect between Mercury and Jupiter. So this is a time when you can think big and plan big. You'll have the confidence now to do that. On the 21st we have a square between Mercury and Pluto, and this lasts for 5 days, which is unusual because Mercury aspects usually only last a day. So why is this? Well, it's because Mercury is slowing down and will go retrograde on the 27th of the month. Mercury will also make this aspect 3 times, so it's going to be important that you learn from the first one. The second one, when Mercury is going retrograde, will be on the 1st of October, where the energy will turn inward, and then the third one on the 1st of November, the Mercury will be direct and the energy will be direct as well. So what does this mean? Well, Mercury-Pluto can be an indication that things, what you hear or what you read or what you see isn't the full truth of matter. So you just need to be aware, you need to look at things very closely, you need to look under the surface to see where things lie. Now Pluto's in the 7th house, this is to do with your partnerships and relationships. Mercury in the 4th house is to do with the home, but also the past. And you can maybe look to the past and see where you have talents or things that you could use in the future. It's also good for sorting things out and getting things under control. This is a good time to organise the home area and organise things within your partnerships and relationships. On the 23rd, Venus is now in your 5th house. Wants to have a bit of excitement. She makes an opposition to Uranus, so it's a good time to interact with friends or meet new people and generate that excitement. Then on the 24th, we have a grand trine in air. Now this comes about because, if you remember earlier, we spoke about the trine between Saturn and the black moon Lilith. Well, now Mars comes in and joins the two and makes a triangle, which we call a grand trine. Now, with the previous aspect we talked about with Saturn, it's about restructuring your life. And now bringing Mars into this equation will open up and allow you to put things into practical form. Saturn will keep Mars under control and you can direct the energy very easily. This is free-flowing energy, very innovative, very inspirational, and you can really get on and do things. Put your changes into action now. All the things you've been thinking about over the last 2 weeks, it's now time to put them into action. You've got 4 days of this energy, so get to work. On the 25th, there's an aspect between the Sun and the Moon's North Node. This is a time to align yourself with your destined path and make sure you're on the right track. Then on the 29th, the Sun makes a positive aspect with Saturn, and you can now be highly organised. You can get things structured and you can plan things out. Also on the same day, you can bring creativity into, because Venus makes a positive aspect to Neptune. Venus in that 5th house of creativity now, so this is a time when your imagination can run riot. A busy end to the month. On the last day we had 3 aspects. The Sun in a positive aspect to the black moon. The Sun's now in Libra, so you will be full of charm. You will be able to charm the birds out of the trees. You'll have a charisma about you in this day, and you'll also be able to get people to do what you want. Now, the other aspect is between Venus and Jupiter. This again will boost that creativity. It's another day when your creative juices will be flowing and you'll be very, very sociable and interacting and relating well to people. The third aspect is between Mars and Chiron. Now, Chiron's in that 10th house of career or destined path. Mars is making that aspect to him, so you'll be able to overcome any fears you have in that area, and you'll be able to get in tune with that energy. The only thing you may experience is some kind of challenge or power struggle, but you can overcome this because you'll be fearless. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the September review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you.